Yo, what is going on guys, Flashverse here and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 8, and this will be an interesting video because I'll be going over the potential return of Matt Letcher's version of the Reverse Flash, and this is actually interpreted from Matt Letcher's Instagram story. So yeah, we are roughly about 2 weeks away for the return of The Flash for Season 8, and obviously it's going to air on the CW. Do expect a plethora of things coming our way, from a second trailer to promo images and maybe like a synopsis for episode 2, various other things like that, since we are really close to the release date of The Fly Season 8. I'm really excited for it, I cannot wait for it. Obviously, we're kicking off with that 5-part event, where the first 5 episodes will be a special event titled Armageddon, which is a crossover. Armageddon will essentially be a crossover taking place within the first 5 episodes of The Flash Season 8. This will be a crossover centered around The Flash only, so whatever Despero's motivations are, whatever the storyline in general is, it will be mainly focused around The Flash rather than it just being a general crossover, so that is pretty cool. This special event will be known as Graphic Novel number 5, since we are still continuing on with the graphic novel format from Season 6, and obviously we've had it from Season 7 as well. But for this event, we'll be having a bunch of guest stars joining us. With the heroes, we obviously have Team Flash joining forces with Mia Queen's Green Arrow, Batwoman, Black Lightning, The Atom, Alex Danvers, Ryan Choi. This is just very exciting because this is the first crossover we are getting since Crisis on Infinite Earths. So it's been a while and it's going to be great seeing all of these characters on screen once again. But we do know that those won't be the only returning characters for this crossover. We do know that we'll be having some villains for this crossover as well. So Damien Darhk and Ia Barton, aka the Reverse Flash, will be forming a team of their own. I'm guessing it's a reformed version of the Legion of Doom, but I guess we will have to wait and see. Also, we do know that Chillblaine will be part of this crossover to an extent as well. Now, we do know that Damien Darhk has died on Legends of Tomorrow Season 5, so this will be a Damien Darhk who has time traveled somewhere around the times of Arrow Season 4 or Legends of Tomorrow Season 2 or Season 3, because that's when he was a villain, whereas Legends Season 4 and Season 5 he was more of a good guy or just an anti-hero, I guess. So I would assume that Reverse Flash picks him up, but I'm not entirely sure. He could end up in present day in some other way. We do also know that the premise of Armageddon involves exploring the possible futures of these different characters from the Arrowverse, and we do know that time travel will be heavily involved, saying that we'll be getting characters like Mia Queen, who's from 2040, and as I've said before, Damien Darhk, who has obviously died on Legends, but he is in this crossover, which obviously means that he has returned through time travel. There does seem to be more time travel involved than just that, but that is what I'm able to interpret from just looking at the trailer, so it's only speculation. It's not something we know for 100%, which is why I'm just, brushing over it rather than going into detail. But for the back half of Season 8, it does look like we will still be getting time travel involved, with Bart and Nora time traveling to somewhere around the times of Season 1, as we do know that Eddie Thawne will be returning. And we do also know that we will be getting the Flash Museum returning for Episode 6 as well. But this video will be related to, once again, the back half of The Flash Season 8, I believe for Episode 7, and it is very interesting because we will actually be going over an Instagram story from the man himself, Matt Letcher, as well. And please take this with a massive grain of salt because I could end up being wrong, and this is just a potential theory because when I go over it will make much more sense, but it's not 100%, and he was not on set or anything like that. But Matt Letcher is in Vancouver, so make of that what you will, I guess. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Okay, so if we head over to Matt Letcher's Instagram story, he posted 3 pictures. Now, what is so interesting about these 3 pictures, might you say? He just wants to post the nature. Well, as I said during the start of this video, and I did actually get this double checked, but this is actually in Vancouver. And for those who don't know, all the Arrowverse shows besides Stargirl film in, surprise surprise, Vancouver. So what are the chances of us seeing Matt Letcher for an upcoming episode for The Flash Season 8? As I said, he wasn't on set or anything like that, he's just in Vancouver. But this would be insane. Now, also, The Flash have not filmed any outdoor scenes for a while now. It's mostly been indoors, so we don't know for 100% whether he will or will he not be returning for an episode of Season 8, but it would be really cool to see him. So if Matt Letcher's Bart was to return, it would be as a younger version of the Reverse Flash, saying that they've already established Tom Cavanagh's version of the Reverse Flash as the main Reverse Flash. So it would only make more sense if Matt Letcher's Reverse Flash was going to be a younger version of the Reverse Flash, just like the one we saw in Season 2, where it's a Reverse Flash from where he doesn't know who Barry Allen is yet, and he didn't go back in time to kill Barry's mother yet. It is likely that episode 7 will be a filler episode as well, saying that it does look like episode 6 to 9 will be interlude part 2. So it could be possible that we could have a young Reverse Flash returning through time travel or something along those lines. Another way we could obviously have Matt Letcher's Dawn return is through an episode dedicated to a Reverse Flash origin episode. Now I would say that this episode makes most sense during like the final season of The Flash. But this has been an episode so many people have been waiting to see for a while now. And I'm one of those people because I really love the Reverse Flash and he is my favorite villain of all time. But for an origin story, you will need Matt Letcher's Dawn since he is the original Bart Dawn and he's a younger version of Bart Dawn as well. So it makes more sense that if he was to return, that would be pretty cool. But it would be really cool to see Bart's journey from being someone who is obsessed with the Flash and that transitioning into him becoming the Flash's greatest enemy. That would be insane, and obviously it would be Matt Letcher's Dawn who would be part of this because it would make more sense if that was the case. So I would personally love to see something like that play out, and hopefully it does. But I just don't think if Matt Letcher was to return for this episode, it won't be a Reverse Flash origin episode. I think it would make much more sense if they saved the Reverse Flash origin episode for the final season. It could also be something related to the fallout of Armageddon or something along those lines. Who knows? That could also be possible. Obviously, throughout the show, we have had two main actors playing the iconic role of Bart Dawn. One being obviously Tom Cavanagh, who has played Welzebard, and we had Matt Letcher, who played the original Bart Dawn. Obviously, both actors are amazing in the role. They do both have their ups and downs with the character, but both of them are great. I think Matt Letcher plays the psychopath side of Bart Dawn way better than Tom Cavanagh does, but on the other hand, I think Tom Cavanagh plays the villain side of Reverse Flash way better than Matt Letcher does, and I also think that his villain to hero interaction with Grant Gustin's Barry Allen feels more realistic than Matt Letcher's one. And I really like the interaction between Grant and Tom a lot more, but Matt Letcher was absolutely spot on with the character as well. I honestly don't mind either of them. I do like Tom Cavanagh's version of the Reverse Flash a bit more, but Matt Letcher does capture the role really, really well as well. And canonically speaking, it does make much more sense if Matt Letcher was to be the main Reverse Flash, because Tom's Reverse Flash is not the real Reverse Flash. It's literally Harrison Wells' face. Also, we have assumed that Matt Letcher's Bart Dawn was not able to return because Matt Letcher had scheduling difficulties, which is why they always resorted to Tom Cavanagh's Bart Dawn. But it actually turns out that Matt Letcher has never been asked to return, so maybe this is one of his chances to return to the role of Bart Dawn. Who knows? As I said, it would be really cool to see, but do let me know what you guys think about this. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, if you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.